Alright, I'm back. I said I was going to keep it simple and then I didn't because I've never embossed before, so, or at least with embossing powder. So I used the stamp again next to the one that was already here. Then I poured black embossing powder on it and heated it with my heat gun. And now you can see that the ink from the previous wasn't even dry yet, because now I have two swirls that are embossed with embossing powder. Looks pretty cool though, so I'm okay with that. The other thing that I'm going to add to it is a wooden embellishment that I found. And these book plates that I made a while ago, I have a ton of them. And as you can see here, I can just go through them and pick one that I like. And I happen to like this one. So I will be sewing this over here. Either glue or also sew. And I've put the paper clip here because that's my center. So I want it a little bit over here maybe. So I'll be attaching this. And this is the inside of my cover. And I will be sewing pockets on both sides. Once I've sewn this and the pockets, there's two ways I can go about inserting my journal. I can sew it in here with the sewing machine or by hand. I could do that. And then we have to imagine that this is all finished. And then I will sew this here and this over here to the front, or I will finish both of them and sew all around to sew these two together, and then add my signature and sew through the whole thing. We'll see what happens. I have sewn in the pockets on both sides of the inner cover, and I've decided to sew my signature in the inner cover with my sewing machine. So I'll be lining up my pages. I will using the clips to hold them together, and then I will sew through the center and attach the signature to the inner cover. I will be hand cranking my machine all the way through. If I sew pedal to the metal, which I have done, the tension isn't always correct, and I do want the tension to be nice so that there's no chance of the journal coming out. I forgot to show you how it looks before I put it under the sewing machine. I have clamped everything on all sides so that it doesn't go anywhere. And I started here and I used the largest straight stitch on my machine, so the least amount of holes. And when I was here, I decided to go back and stitched in the same holes until I was in the end, and then I stitched back and back to secure my thread. I might add a bit of glue here just so that the stitches stay. And the thread that I'm using was in my sewing machine from another project, and I just went with it. So I will be removing the clips. And this is how it looks. I don't want to see any, I don't want the white edge to show after it's been sewn together, and it might peek out here and there. So I'm going to stain the edge with, I'm using walnut stain distress ink, and I'm using my homemade dauber from a cork, a piece of Velcro, the hook part, and this is a piece of felt. I will be inking around here. Now I will be using a little bit of glue because I don't want it to go anywhere after during sewing. So I will be adding a bit of glue. And as always, this is Aline's tacky glue. Spread it out a bit. And pop this on here. I'm going to have a problem here sewing this. I will be using my zipper foot. Yes, we'll do that. Okay, I'll be back when it's all sewn around. So I'm back just to explain to you how I'm going about this. I'll be clamping this out of the way, and I like to sew on the front, and I will push this as far away as I can under the sewing machine. And you know, I might need to start only here. Oops. So I might need to start here instead of there. But that's fine. So, and then I will stitch slowly all around. And I will stop here, turn everything over, and do the other side. Okay, so this is how it looks all sewn around. Not bad, actually. So now I'll be sewing the elastic to the back, and I will be sewing it like this. Okay. All right, so this is the finished project, and my elastic is sewn in, and yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. I like how the texture of the cheesecloth stamp gives a nice background for it. So I'll give you a quick flip through. Pocket over there, pocket over here. Information sheet. Pocket here and over here. I like these kinds of pockets for small things to tuck in. And here. One along the bottom. See how I move this page up so that not every pocket is low below. One more here, and on the other side. Lots of room to write on, lots of pockets to put things in. And the center. I was almost going to forget about the backboard. This is the piece of cardboard that you place under a page when you have a pocket on the other side, so that you have a smooth surface to write on. And I found these pieces of cardboard, chipboard, not sure what the proper term is, and I think one is too flimsy, so I have two here. Two is better, and I think I'm going to stack 3 together. No, you know what? We'll just do 2. So I will be gluing these together. Now this will buckle, so I will be placing this under a heavy book. And then I will let this dry over here. Next step is to trim this to size, and the width is perfect as it is. And now I'm going to trim this the size of the pages, and my pages were 1 1/8. So I'm going to trim this 1 1/8. So what I want to do now is cut it out a bit bigger than my card I need, because I will be folding over. I'm going to cut it a 1/2 inch bigger. I'll add glue to here, and maybe I'm going to use a glue stick because you want glue all over. I'm not allowed to have blobs because you can feel that through your paper. So smooth out any blobs you find. And center this and push down. And again, put the book on it until it's dry. This way, when you put a book on it while it is drying, it stays nice and flat. Everything is dry now, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this over. But we're going to cut the corners off, but we're going to leave about the height of the cardboard together, and that far away from the corner are you going to cut. And now I'm going to put glue everywhere. Fold the corner in, and then fold this over. Now I'm going to measure this, and I'm going to make it slightly smaller so I can cut a little less than 4 by 8 3/16. Let me see if it matters how it goes. I like to use a brayer to really press on something that I've glued. Then I know that everything got pressure. And I will be placing this in between books. Now I could have made this a little smaller and then it would have fit in the pocket. As it is now, it is just a little too tall. So that's a hint for next time. Well, I hope you liked the project, and let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see more of these kinds of videos or something else that you want me to show you. I'll be gladly doing that. Yeah, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.